have been returned to. The first phase of President Donald Trump's peace plan is currently underway. Cheers filling the so-called hostage square as news the hostages had crossed out of Gaza broke. Now the world waits to see if the fragile ceasefire will hold. NBC's Alice Barr has details.
Joyful reunions today in Israel for the final 20 living hostages back in their families' arms and back in the light after 2 painful years of darkness and deprivation in Gaza. In Tel Aviv's hostage square, Israelis cheering the moment they have prayed and protested for and chanting "Thank you, Trump," as President Trump addressed the Knesset, Israel's legislature, celebrating the peace deal he brokered.
This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
The president met with hostage families before traveling to Egypt for a peace ceremony and summit with world leaders, seeking to cement a final end to the war. Israel and Hamas have so far agreed to phase 1, the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners. While the fighting pauses, Israeli forces pull back to new lines within Gaza and desperately needed aid flows in. But thornier questions remain about Hamas disarming and leaving power and how to govern and rebuild Gaza as Palestinians flood back to whatever remains of their homes and face an uncertain future. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And as you heard there, President Trump is currently in Egypt at this hour, attending a global summit on Gaza's future as he tries to advance peace in the Middle East. More than 24 countries are being represented at the summit. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was invited but declined, his office saying it was too close to a Jewish holiday. Despite unanswered questions about the next steps in Gaza, which has been devastated during the conflict, President Trump says he is determined to achieve regional harmony. The president promising to help rebuild Gaza, and he urged Palestinians to, quote, turn forever from the path of terror and violence.
Nobody's ever seen anything like what's happening today. And countries have all come together, all different countries. Some liked each other, some didn't, most didn't. And they've all come together. Every country has come together.
At the start of the summit, President Trump sat down alongside Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who he praised as a friend of mine and said that the U.S. was with him all the way. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera, downtown Palm Springs. You can see the palm trees blowing. This morning, Pablo, I went for a walk and I turned back. I had to grab a jacket. It was actually kind of chilly out there.
Yeah, 10 degrees colder than normal, and the wind gusts you felt this morning, they were lighter than what you're going to feel throughout the rest of the day. Let's look outside right now. Palm Springs, 76 degrees this time of year. At this time, usually we're at 86 or even higher. 0 precipitation right now, but that's going to go up. The humidity at just 31%. That's going to slightly go up as well. So we look at the hourly temps with dew points at 11 a.m. Just 78 degrees in this area. How gorgeous. Dew points at just 43, 45%. You'll only feel that mugginess when it gets to over 55 or 60 like we had 2 days ago. Looking at the high temperatures for today. How about this? A high of just 82 degrees. Second week of October. I can get used to that. Palm Desert, they're going to see highs of 85. Idlewild with a high of just 58 degrees today. Looking at our 3-day comfort air forecast, Monday, gorgeous, 82 degrees. Some wind gusts around 20 and 30 miles an hour, depending the areas that you're in. But on Tuesday, we're going to have around a 70% chance of rain. And look at this, temperatures, highs of just 72 and some precipitation throughout the day. And Wednesday, getting nice again. I'm Pablo Alcina. I have your full weather forecast coming up. Back to Olivia.
Pablo, thank you. And this morning, CAL FIRE is working to contain a fire that broke out Sunday morning in Joshua Tree National Park. The Black Rock fire started at 10:30 Sunday morning. This blaze is near the Black Rock Canyon campground. It's south of Yucca Valley. According to the most recent data on CAL FIRE's website, it stands at 66 acres burned. It is 25% contained. Black Rock campground was evacuated, but no other surrounding areas have been impacted. The Palm Springs aerial tramway reopens today. They were shut down during the month of September to perform annual maintenance. That included rebuilding a carriage, replacing rope, and testing their control system. Tickets appear to be sold out online for this morning, but starting on Tuesday, they do have some availability if you want to go see all of those spectacular views. And then this coming Saturday, that's October 18th, it's the 38th annual Palm Springs Aerial Tram Road Challenge. It's a 6K walk and run. It starts at the bottom of the tram and ends at the tram's Valley Station. Participants will climb 2,000 feet from the desert floor to the mountains in just 3.7 miles. It's slated to start at 7 in the morning, again this coming Saturday. Registration is open now until race day. You can learn more about registration by going to our newsroom tab on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. And also in Palm Springs this week, parade season is officially kicking off with Palm Springs High School's homecoming parade. It's scheduled for this Wednesday at 3:30 in the afternoon. It will roll down Palm Canyon Drive from Baristo to Alejo. So be advised if you travel those routes on that day, you will find some detours. This year's Grand Marshal is Hannah Maria Duran Wright, who's the Love Island Season 5 winner, Palm Springs High School alumnus, and also an NBC Palm Springs former intern that we had here, which was very fun. On Friday, the Palm Springs High School football team will take on Xavier Prep for the homecoming game at Ralph Watts Stadium. And the city of Indio has a reminder for residents. Their new emergency alert system is now up and running, and they want to encourage everyone to sign up. Alerts will cover weather, road closures, evacuations, and other emergencies. It's at no cost to you. If you want to sign up for those alerts, you can go to their website. You see it there at the bottom of our screen. You can receive your notifications by text, phone call, or email, and it's either in English or Spanish. Well, millions of Americans struggle with literacy, and a local nonprofit is working to change that by partnering with NBA All-Star Steph Curry. Read With Me Volunteers is hosting a special literacy awareness night to inspire change and to support students across our desert. Kai Beach has the story.
Everybody gets to pick out 2 books, whatever 2 books you want.
Across the Coachella Valley,
You're welcome.
many students are struggling just to read.
Most of the students that we work with, they are at least 2 years behind in their literacy scores.
Sean Webb is the executive director of Read With Me Volunteers, a local nonprofit helping students learn to read, comprehend, and speak English with confidence. He says millions of Americans are illiterate, and to bring attention to this issue, Read With Me Volunteers is teaming up with NBA All-Star Steph Curry for a special literacy awareness night at the Mary Pickford Theater in Cathedral City. This event will feature a screening of Sentenced, a powerful documentary showing how literacy can open doors and how the lack of it can hold people back.
This is very important because literacy is the first thing that we need to do to be productive in society. And as we always say, readers are leaders.
It happens Monday, October 20th at 6 p.m. The $39 donation includes a movie ticket, drink, snack, and a panel discussion after the film.
I want to make sure that people are aware of what happens in this community when they don't know how to read, and to see the struggles of what happens, and to see what happens when people do know how to read.
Webb hopes this event inspires more volunteers.
There's books here too, okay?
And helps raise literacy rates across the Coachella Valley and our country. I'm Kai Beach for NBC Palm Springs.
Still ahead on your midday news, the government shutdown nearing its 3rd week. President Trump warns of what's to come for working Americans. We'll have that right after the break. And let's take another live look outside this morning. Our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Get your golfing in today. A change in the weather on the way for the middle part of the week. Pablo Alsina will have your full forecast still ahead, so stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. The government shutdown enters its third week. Democrats and Republicans remain far apart on any potential solution as thousands of federal workers were fired over the weekend. NBC's Monica Alba has details.
This morning, as the shutdown stalemate continues, the White House warning more jobs could be lost.
The longer this goes on, the deeper the cuts are going to be.
Workers at multiple departments throughout the federal government have already received layoff notices.
We don't want to be laying off federal workers, but the Democrats have shut down the government.
The president weighing in on his way to Israel.
We're ending some programs that we don't want. They happen to be Democrat-sponsored programs, but we're ending some programs that we never wanted.
Democrats slamming the move.
Said there aren't Democrat workers or agencies and Republican agencies. That's ridiculous.
Late Friday, the Trump administration told hundreds of scientists at the CDC they had been let go, only to reverse some of the firings hours later. An official familiar with the matter telling NBC it was due to a, quote, glitch in the system. The confusion coming as the president directed Defense Department officials to pay members of the military this week by using, quote, all available funds to ensure troops don't miss a paycheck, while furloughed workers like Charles Davis, a disabled vet, anxiously await any news about how the standoff ends.
I am the primary source of income for my household. So to cut out 60% of our gross income is significant.
Meanwhile, Smithsonian museums and the National Zoo, which had been able to stay open for the first stretch of the shutdown using other funding, closed their doors on Sunday.
We were disappointed. We had planned this trip a while ago, and we were really looking forward to experiencing Washington, D.C.
That was NBC's Monica Alba reporting. Meanwhile, President Trump taking to social media to say he hopes the, quote, necessary authorities are looking into California Senator Adam Schiff for being dishonest and corrupt. The president criticizing Schiff for his involvement in congressional investigations of Trump during his first term in office that led to 2 impeachments. The president also has previously accused Schiff of mortgage fraud and wants the Justice Department to look into those allegations. Schiff has denied any wrongdoing. The president's comments arriving as just a few days after the Justice Department indicted former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia Adams. Five people injured after a helicopter went down at a Cars and Copters on the Coast event in Huntington Beach. The Bell 222 helicopter was headed for the event and spiraled out of control as it began its descent over the beach parking lot. You see it there. It got tangled in some palm trees and ended up hooked onto a stairway at the beachfront hotel. Police say 2 people on board made it out of that dangling aircraft, which witnesses say was smoldering but not on fire. 3 people, including a child, were taken to the hospital with injuries. And a powerful nor'easter storm making its way up the East Coast with powerful winds, heavy rain, and some severe flooding. This is Delaware. High floodwaters taking some downtown streets there, closing them off to traffic. The Delaware National Guard has been called out in response to worsening conditions that are threatening coastal communities. The entire region could see wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour today with possible downed trees. The storm is also causing dozens of flight delays and cancellations up and down the eastern seaboard. And Monday marks a major milestone in the history of the White House. On October 13th, 1792, construction began on the building. Workers placed the cornerstone for the building on that day. It wasn't until 8 years later President John Adams became the first chief executive to live in the White House. The Washington, D.C. building replacing Philadelphia as the nation's capital because D.C. was centrally located in the new republic. The surrounding states of Maryland and Virginia gave up some of their land around the Potomac River to form the city. The White House has undergone some major renovations, including after 1814 when British troops set fire to the building. Go ahead and take a live look outside. A quick correction I do want to issue for the name of Letitia James is the Attorney General there for New York. Let's take a live look outside. This is our Agua Caliente casino camera, Rancho Mirage. You see that camera shaking. The wind has entered the Coachella Valley, and Pablo Alsina is tracking our rain chances right after the break, so stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature.
Pablo Alsina with your weather. 10 degrees colder than normal, but look at the wind starting to pick up. We saw it in the previous break with the camera shaking. Here you can just see it in the trees. Lots of wind gusts around 20 miles per hour in the Palm Springs area, but just a beautiful day. Temperatures 10 degrees colder than normal this time of year, nowhere near the record 109 back in 1936. So we look at the whole Southwest. Look at Palm Springs, even colder than Phoenix right now. LA, where I come from, 68 degrees at the moment. And if we zoom in a bit, we see Thousand Palms at 77 degrees. Indio at 77, way out over here. Banning getting as low as 59 degrees. Looking at the wind gusts that we mentioned, look at Palm Springs, 27 miles per hour. This morning it's around 10, so they're definitely picking up. Thousand Palms around 15. Also be careful if you're driving around or you're on your bicycle. Those wind gusts can really shake your car and get you moving. Looking at the low temperatures for tonight, look at this, 60 degrees in Palm Springs. Beautiful. Last night I was enjoying looking at the stars without light pollution like I'm used to in in LA, just seeing so many gorgeous, gorgeous stars. I'm so happy to be here in the desert. Joshua Tree, they're going to be seeing lows of 51 degrees. We got to put that fire out in Joshua Tree ASAP. I'm definitely going to go hiking in Joshua Tree next weekend. Reach out to me. Let's all go hiking together. If we speed up the radar, you're going to notice later on today, you're going to see rain slowly start coming in. Boom, 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 around 8 o'clock at night. And then tomorrow's where we're going to see around a 70% chance of rain as we look at our Comfort Air 7-day forecast. Today, beautiful 82 degrees, no rain. But on Tuesday, around a 70% chance of rain. And look at the highs of just 72 degrees with the cloud coverage. Sprinkles, ooh, beautiful. Make yourself a hot chocolate and enjoy the day. Rest of the week, though, temperatures are going to slowly start going back up. Back to Saturday, reaching a high of around 90 degrees. But just a beautiful day today, so make sure to get out there. Pablo, I'll see you on Instagram. If you saw this, send me a message. I promise to respond to everybody who writes in because I am loving life in Palm Springs. NBC Palm Springs, more news coming up.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our news...
Welcome back. In some health news this morning, more than 1.3 million women go through menopause in the U.S. every year. Until recently, menopause wasn't talked about much, but experts say awareness can help people through this natural part of life. Here's Mandy Gaither.
It's a natural part of aging. Menopause is officially reached when there's been 12 months without a menstrual cycle and no other underlying medical condition.
Every woman who starts having a period is going to go through menopause.
OBGYN Dr. Sujatha Reddy says the first thing to know about this phase in life is that it's different for every woman. She says the transition often begins between ages 45 and 58 in a time called perimenopause, with the average age being around 52 years old.
The ovaries stop ovulating, stop making hormone, and it's that drop or change in hormones that can really lead to symptoms that for some women can really affect your day-to-day life.
Next, some of those symptoms can include hot flashes, night sweats, reduced bladder control, weight gain, irritability, joint pain, and dry skin. Third, menopause increases risk for some health problems, including heart disease and bone loss.
For patients who are in their mid-50s and their periods have stopped, that's when I try to get a baseline bone density scan to see where we're starting, because as your estrogen stays low, you can lose more bone.
Fourth, self-care can help ease the burden of symptoms. That includes regular exercise, getting good quality sleep, and maintaining a healthy weight. Reddy says limiting caffeine and alcohol may also make a difference. And finally, there are hormonal and non-hormonal treatments available.
Don't suffer. Come to your healthcare provider and have a conversation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Time to check the weekend box office. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
You're going to face challenges when you get out of here, but you can still do almost anything.
The inspirational drama Soul on Fire, based on a true story, opened in 5th place, taking in $3 million.
This is a dollhouse problem.
$3.4 million kept Gabby's Dollhouse the movie in 4th place.
This is the end of the line.
Not for you. One Battle After Another fell to 3rd place, adding $6.7 million to its total.
Police believe the roof man may still be in the area.
What the? Oh my God!
Roofman, starring Channing Tatum, debuted in 2nd place with $8 million, on the low end of expectations.
I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier.
Tron Ares has a few bugs to work out. The 3rd film in the action franchise opened on top, but made just $33.5 million, well below both its expected debut of $45 to $50 million and the debut of Tron Legacy in 2010. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Before we go, for all of you Swifties out there, Taylor Swift is keeping the Eras Tour love going. The first 2 episodes of a 6-part docuseries will be released on Disney Plus and Hulu December 12th. The end of an era will give fans a behind-the-scenes look at the superstars' sold-out performances around the world from March 2023 through December of last year. And there's more. Also on December 12th, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show will drop. The concert film was shot during her last show in Vancouver. Man, are you a Taylor Swift fan, Pablo?
I can probably mention 2 songs. Like, I must admit, I'm not a big Taylor Swift. I like the songs. I just, you know,
I don't think
more of
that
a Selena
quite
Gomez fan.
Gets you in the Swiftie category. But don't worry, talk to our producer. She'll get you caught up.